Morning. So today we have been doing a whole long series on unconventional saints and holy troublemakers, right? But I thought we might review them today sort of as a wrap up of some of them and look at how they sort of faced some obstacles and made it seem some not seen hope, but made that change. So this, remember, was Francis of Assisi. He lived almost 1,000 years ago. Remember, he gave up everything he had to serve the poor, and was also caring for all the animals too, right? And then this was Florence Nightingale. Remember, Florence was a nurse in a time where nurses were not considered really positively, and she helped save many people. She felt she was called from God, and she also felt like women should be more involved in church, be allowed to do more. Then you remember Harriet Tubman? Harriet Tubman faced tremendous odds, right? She escaped slavery herself, and then she helped others be free from slavery. And then after that, she even became a spy for the North against the South. But she had hope and stood against that odds. And then this is Rabbi Regina Jonas, and she became a rabbi, one of the first women rabbis during the Holocaust. And the only reason why we know about her work was she left letters behind. But she continued to help and practice her faith even in the concentration camps. Yes. And you know Mr. Rogers, right? So Mr. Rogers did work in his universe, in his world on TV to help children understand that all people were equal. Remember the picture of the postman that was African American with their feet in the pool? That at that time was a huge deal. And this is Bayard Rustin. You might remember we saw pictures of him with Martin Luther King Jr. We don't often hear about him, but he worked to organize all the events during the civil rights movement. And one reason why we only recently learned more about him is because he was a gay man. And that was a challenge at that time, but he still stood up and did the work. And Thich Nhat Hanh, who was a Buddhist, and he just recently died, he worked to bring peace in his country, in Vietnam and through the world. Let's see, two more. This one was one of the first, Wangari Maathai. Now, she was from Kenya, and you might remember Kenya was in her part of the world, in the tribes, and they had very little vegetation, and she started a program that planted trees. Seems so simple, but the trees grew, and she started an organization to help save her area of Kenya. And finally, the first one we started with was Gustavo Gutierrez, who's from Central America, and he believed that helping raise the poor up, and that God loved everyone. So he faced those odds too. Some of these people are still alive and some have passed away, but they're reminders that people, even after the stories in the Bible, do the work of God in unconventional ways. And so I'm wondering today at the end of the series, what you might do someday to be a holy troublemaker, maybe an unconventional saint, or maybe you'll help someone else. Thank you. Do you want to help me put these away?